Good evening and welcome to the Lotus Flower Podcast. This is the day that the Lord has made, and I am rejoicing and I am glad in it. I have with me for the start of this new year a very special guest that has been on the podcast once before, but I was so touched by what she shared until I asked her to come back on again. Now, as we start the new year up, I want you to know that we're going to be changing the night that the episodes air. Instead of airing on Tuesday evenings, we will now air on Thursdays. Thursdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So be sure to mark your calendars and be sure to join us every Thursday evening at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the Lotus Flower Podcast in the year of 2024. My special guest this evening is none other than my cousin and very good friend, none other than Miss Sheryl Lynn Haymon. She's the owner of Apparel LLC Fashion Design, and she is a technical designer. She resides in Inglewood, Florida. Growing up, she seemed like an average person, just loving to sew, sewing from McCall's simplicity and Butterwick patterns into something else. She'd take those patterns and she would literally change them into something else. Now, after graduating from high school in Fresno, California, her goal was to attend college. She completed 3 semesters at the California State University in Fresno, and then she found that that was not quite her thing. And so she finished up some general education classes that were required, and then she entered the fashion industry and began her career. And thankfully, the Lord began to move on her. And with wise counsel from her Aunt Bertha Parker, she was able to enter fashion college and move to Southern California. And the story took off from there. Now she is a fashion designer and has worked even on some sets in Hollywood, California. I will go ahead and leave the rest of her bio for you to read that will be left there in the description of the podcast. I want you to be sure to peruse her website as well. And I want you to begin to reach out to her and share with her how your life has been impacted by what she shared here on the Lotus Flower Podcast this evening. The title is Work Life Balance, Season 3, Episode 37 on the Lotus Flower Podcast. Welcome to the Flower Podcast, my special guest and cousin friend, Miss Sheryl.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here with you. Thank you.
Thank you. Now, as we talk about the topic this evening, and first of all, I want you to know you look so pretty this evening.
Thank you. That's all. That's the sunshine in California making me look like that.
Yes, you are glowing. Thank you. Thank you for being on again for the second time.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
so as we dive right into this topic, work-life balance,
Mhm.
why did you select that topic for tonight, Miss Cheryl?
Because work-life balance seems to encompass my life, my particular life. I think we were sharing a little bit about my post on Facebook. So in this episode, I didn't want to seem like I was super happy all the time or super sad or drained by work. So I just wanted to share kind of all of me, and I think work life balance kind of sums up the me in me right now.
Yes. Now, when you think about work, are you thinking about the work that encompasses your fashion design as well as the work that you do in your private life as well? Because, our work as women never ends.
It seems to never end, but and it seems like my fashion work kind of never ends either, because I I have my business, which is by Sheryl Lynn Apparel, where I
Mhm.
make patterns and I teach pattern making, teach sewing. And then I have what we call the day job, where I am a production pattern maker working in the apparel industry in Los Angeles, California. Um, so it seems like uh, it kind of blends. It's like there is my business, and then there is the the day job. What I do sort of the same thing
Mhm.
in both, but then with my personal business, I add, you have to have your own flair for your personal things.
Yes.
And I don't design in the apparel industry. I have the technical part. I am a pattern maker. I put things together. I make sure the construction can sew together for the contractors. I make sure all the pattern pieces fit. I develop the patterns for the designers in the industry, but in my own business, I am the designer. And then I do all those other things that go along with bringing a garment to life.
My, that sounds very, very, very
Yeah.
busy, and all those puzzle pieces coming
Hmm.
together. So explain
Yeah.
to us, how do you balance those things out?
You know what? There is, okay, so on the day job, you have certain hours that you're obligated to fill. Well, with me, since I've been in the industry so long, and since I'm coming out of where I was, say, like a contract uh person for a garment manufacturing, so a freelance pattern maker where I
Yes.
work my own business. So I still have the same mindset that I set the hours. So like with me now, I'm a woman of a certain age where I have these hot flashes. So in the mornings, I have to make sure I'm still. I have to make sure the temperature in the house is a certain degree. So when I take my body outside, I have immediate changes. And so I have to have that calmness in the morning. Then there's the preset hours that I have allotted for the garment manufacturer. And then when I get home in the evening, I may do a pattern on my own. I may have some alterations. I may be doing a new design. I may be updating my website. And then, of
Mhm.
course, I rest.
Yes,
And
yes,
so
yes.
rest is very important to me. It's a
Mhm.
part of everything, and relaxing. So the morning for me is very relaxing. And
Mhm.
then I do my work, and
Mhm.
until my body tells me it's tired, then I rest.
Then you rest, and
Mhm.
that's good, and that's where the balance comes in at.
It sure is. Yeah. The balance comes in resting and knowing what not to overdo. We're
Mhm.
so used to, and our people, we're so used to that work has to take up so much time. Work
Yeah.
has to almost kill you, which I
Right.
don't think that that's the way to go. It's like, because I love what I do so much that, it doesn't seem like work. So I put in a lot of hours. Sometimes I forget to eat.
Oh,
And
my.
I have to remind myself, or when I see others going to eat or coming back from eating, it's like, okay, Cheryl, let's go energize your body, because you can't just keep working.
Yes,
So
yes.
yeah. Hmm.
And then you see the other people, and then from there, it actually triggers something in
Right.
you that it's
Yeah.
actually time to take a break.
Exactly.
And then
Sometimes if people they've had their first break, they've had their lunch, and then they're on their second break, and I'm going to lunch, because
okay.
I like to finish what I'm doing. I like to get to know that I'm at a certain point where if something happens, say if the light shut off or something, we're
Mhm.
at a certain point, and it's like almost job complete.
Yes, yes. So then what do you do for fun in terms of outside of your own business and then the day job?
So for fun, for me, is taking the relaxation to a point that say if I had no money, or if I didn't have gas, but I wanted a different viewpoint. I just step into the backyard and look at nature. So looking at nature is something that is like the balance, a part of the balance part of my life. So
Yes.
whether that's going to the beach, I'm in Los Angeles, I'm in Inglewood, California. That's Los Angeles area. So
Mhm.
the beaches are all around me. But I do little traveling here and there, to have enjoyment for myself. And then
Mhm.
there's the big traveling. So
Okay.
last year, my sisters and I, we went to Madagascar, Africa,
Oh,
and we had
nice.
the time of our lives. And
Oh,
it was something that we needed
yeah.
because life happened, and
Mhm.
mother did pass away. I talked about mother quite a bit when I was on your show previously, and our
Mhm.
mother did pass. And
Oh,
so
I'm
the
so
sister,
sorry to hear that. I'm so
thank you
sorry.
so much. Thank you. Mother lived her life, and she set up our lives. And everything I do right now is because of her. So I actually want to send um, to my ancestors, to my mother, Juanita Ashley, and to my father, O.C. Haymon, just give them the respect that we should our ancestors, because they both have passed on. Yeah.
Yes, that's beautiful, beautiful. You had very beautiful parents. And I love the way you said that they set up your lives.
Yeah.
Miss Cheryl is letting us know that the parents actually were purposeful as to how they reared them in such a way that they prepared them so that when they did transition, they would have a solid foundation whereby to stand on right now. Yes,
Absolutely.
yes, yes, you miss her terribly, but I'm so grateful that she gave you and your dad gave you all that foundation whereby you can make it.
Absolutely.
And
Mostly mother. Mostly mother.
mostly
Mhm.
mother, and you paid homage to them that
Yes.
you
Yes.
realize that if it had not been for them and mostly mother, that you most likely wouldn't be sitting here right now.
Absolutely,
And
absolutely. And she taught us so much, and she showed us with her life. She just was a great example. Um, Life and balance and working gets you where you can have things. And mother's what she wanted most of all was property, and she instilled that into her three daughters.
mhm,
And so I'm in my home in Inglewood. It's my little piece of land, I like to
yes,
call it.
mhm.
And I work for it. Yeah,
That's
the house dictates.
That's excellent. And you also have a studio in your home, don't you?
The studio is all over the home. Yes, it is.
Okay.
Inside and in the garage. I have a lot of large equipment that I use. So yes, my studio is right here.
That's excellent. Now, previously when you were on the episode, we talked a little bit about how you are helping the creator clothe the world.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
what you meant by that is that the Lord has given you a gift whereby you're able to sow for others, and you have
Hmm.
sown for others since you were a little girl.
Yeah.
And you consider that God has given you this gift to clothe people and to
Yeah.
show others how to clothe themselves. Can you talk to
Absolutely.
us a little bit about that?
I sure can. It's so easy for me to talk about this point where my hands are purposely, I was made purposely to create clothing, because that is really all I know to do. Everything about what I do is to put a garment, is to drape a garment, is to have your body be more than a hanger, where you are exuding confidence in by the clothing that you wear. And I
Yes.
believe the creator gave me this eyesight, and it gave me the vision, and gave me inspiration um, to um, to use the sewing machine, to use the technical things that are required in pattern making, and then to be able to teach that to others. Because it's not only just my hands. I can do only so much. It's a lot of people that need clothing, and so
That's right.
that's one of the reasons why I work in the apparel industry, and I like to stay tied to the apparel industry, because I can do more with in mass production than I can for the custom garments that I make. So I'm helping God by helping
Mhm.
manufacturing companies clothe people. Yeah. Sis?
Helping manufacturing companies.
Yeah.
Yes, and I thank God for that. And also, can you talk a little bit more about how you and your sisters had once, I'm not sure if you still have it, you had
Mhm.
that scholarship fund whereby you reached back into the community and you made sure that you were helping young girls and boys
Absolutely.
and young men.
Yes, young people. So the youth.
That's right.
So Haymon Scholarship Fund was founded in 1998. It is a California 501c3 nonprofit. We help young people by purchasing their books, by helping with airfare, by registration fees. They could even have like lab fees. But the requirement is no pregnancy. So whether it's a girl or a guy, no pregnancy. If your girlfriend is pregnant, that means you no longer qualify for Haymon Scholarship Fund. So we ask that they fill out this questionnaire, just answer a few questions, let us know what they need, and then we make sure every time we send this information out, the questionnaire out, you have to answer the question. Uh, uh, are you if no one else depends on you? So that means we're trying to encourage young people not to what we call premature parenthood. We would like to see young people go on to college, finish college before becoming a parent. We just know that it's a heavy responsibility to have children, and we like for them to the Haymon sisters, Melanie, Elisa, and Sheryl Haymon, like to encourage our community, those that we can reach, by helping with small fees for college.
Now that is amazing that you all do that and have done it for how
Since
many years now?
1999.
Since
Yeah,
1999.
yeah,
So that is just amazing that you're dedicated to helping and
yeah.
giving back to
Mm-hmm,
the
mm-hmm.
community, whereby these young people are able to see themselves through what the creator has put
Mm-hmm.
into them.
Yeah,
You know, that they may feel like sometimes that my back is against the wall and there's no one believing in me. I don't have the
right.
fun, but you and your two sisters have actually walked alongside them and helped them.
Absolutely.
Do you have you actually seen some of the things manifest in some of the young people's lives that you have
Oh
helped
my
with
goodness.
those
We have
scholarships?
this one particular student we had, Joseph. He was a student at Santa Barbara College. He graduated, and now he is in the field of real estate, selling $1 million homes. So we're so
Wow.
encouraged. That is our thought was, help encourage the young ladies because they're the one who carried the baby. But we noticed that the boys, they stayed with our program sometimes longer than the young ladies did, and it was so nice to go from freshman year all the way to seniors, and then still stay connected enough to see what's happening in their life now.
That's
Yeah,
amazing. And you said that this gentleman, it sounds like he is
he
really
is a
doing rather
fantastic young man,
well.
fantastic. Yeah.
Mhm. And you all stay
Yes,
connected with
absolutely. And
him.
so we try to reach young people before they graduate, or as sometimes we give small stipends to students graduating from high school. We may not stay with you all the way through. And our program is seeming to,
Mhm,
after, because COVID did change a lot of things around. And so we started
mhm,
giving just like a one-time stipend to encourage that first year that COVID was going on, encourage those young
mhm.
people, because they couldn't have their graduation ceremonies, they couldn't have their proms, and so we just were sending out little tokens, letting them know that we see you and we love you and we want to be encouraged. So now, instead of going all the way through to graduation, sometimes it may just be a one-time a stipend for them. Yeah.
That's excellent. And also the young people that you do give those stipends to, I like the idea that you're holding them
Yeah, that's the thing.
accountable.
They have
Yes,
to
you
answer
are.
that question. Uh, is nobody
That's
dependent
right.
on you? You know what? And so they'll think about it if they
That's
want help. And it's helping their parents, it's helping their family by having someone else help them. Yeah.
that's right. Now,
Hmm.
Miss Cheryl, as a woman of color that's in the industry that you're in, how difficult was it for you to actually get into the industry
Not difficult.
in
Not difficult
California?
at all. So I left Fresno, California, mom's house, and went to Aunt Bertha and Uncle Windows in Pasadena, and went to the fashion college. I call it fashion college. And when you're in school, um, you're learning exactly how the industry is, so that all the equipment that you're using in school is the same as what's like in the industry. So there's
Mhm.
such a need for skilled people that it was easy for me to get a job, and I have maintained since 19. I think I got my degree in 80, I don't know, 86, 87, something like that. Well, I have the AA in fashion design, and then I also have a certificate of completion in tailoring. And
Mhm.
so when I went into the industry, it's very easy for me to and the apparel industry in Los Angeles was booming. I mean, there were jobs. You just
Mhm.
had to know your stuff. Yeah.
Mhm. Mhm. And
It's
competitiveness,
competitive,
where you could
but
be.
it's competitive for the let me put it like this. I was in no competition with anybody because the
Mhm.
creator had a place for me. And then
Okay.
once I did get
Mhm.
into it, I didn't know how good I was. I didn't know my mother and Aunt Bertha had set me up so good that I mean I was dynamic. It may sound like I'm uh, what's that term, being bragging,
Bragging,
but no, no, no,
boasting.
because I had people tell me, and I saw it for myself, that I was in school, I was assisting the instructors with the other students who didn't catch on as fast. I'd be finished with my project, helping the other students, and then that same thing started happening on the job. So I'm seemed like I was always the youngest one at the companies, and then I'm showing the more senior pattern makers the newer technology of the industry, and I'm just loving it.
Mhm.
I'm taking it all in,
That's good.
and then now I'm teaching. So I was teaching um as an employee for my coworkers, because it's like, let's do this together. So I never felt a competition in work, or even with the collection that I have. I'm in competition with no one.
Mhm.
No one. Mhm.
That's good. I love that. I love that. You are on your own path, and you don't have to get into anyone else's
No.
lane because of that balance that you have, and this, and being
Mhm.
assured about who
Yeah,
you
yeah,
are and what the creator has given
absolutely.
you. Someone needs to hear that. Miss Cheryl is not the only one that the creator has given this type of
Right.
confidence to. Those of you that are out there, some things may be laying dormant inside of you that you're not so confident about, but just go ahead and mark the woman on the screen that you see here. Really mark her and say that she's so confident and she knows how to stay in her lane, and she says, I'm not in a competition with anyone, that I'm going to get what the creator has given me. So I want another woman and man to go ahead and actually believe that for
Mhm.
yourself, and believe that you can have that work life
Absolutely.
balance. Now, how can those that are listening and are watching actually connect with you through your website and your contact information? Will you
Sure,
share that
sure.
with us
So
at this
my
time?
the name of the company is By Sheryl Lynn Apparel, and the website is www.bysheryllynn.com, and the telephone number is 310-846-7294. I'm also collaborating with a nonprofit here in Los Angeles. It's called Black Design Collective, and they
Mhm.
have courses. I will be teaching digital pattern making. So check out Black Design
Mhm.
Collective for courses that they have in the apparel industry. Check out by Sheryl Lynn Apparel. I have weekend workshop classes, so I say from age 7 to 77. Whoever has a heart to
That's
learn,
good.
I'm willing to help teach.
Hey, that's great. Now, are some of these classes and opportunities available online or virtually as
Yes, yes.
well?
So with Black Design Collective, they'll just have to go to their website and check out the classes that are available online. Yeah, they have about
Okay,
6 or 7 different courses.
that's great. And I will be sure to include that information in the
Okay, yeah,
description of the podcast
great.
as well. Now, is there anything that you'd like to share with our listening and or viewing audience that maybe we didn't talk about before we close
Um,
this evening?
just when you're thinking about your own personal life and say uh things of the past, and you're trying to do something for new, trying to bring something out for the community, go for it. Um
That's
go
good.
for it. Learn all you can about whatever it is you're trying to do and do it. Mhm.
That's good. That's good. Go for it. Learn all you can. I
Mhm.
heard that
Yeah.
strongly. And then once you learn all you can, go for it and do it. Do not let anything stop you. And I'm going to add this, stay in your own
Yeah.
lane.
Yeah.
Yeah, believe what the creator has given
Mhm.
you and that it will
Yeah.
manifest.
Yeah.
And and I am once again grateful to have had you as the first guest at the start of the new year 2024. I couldn't have thought of another person to come on to start this year with. My friend, my cousin, Miss Sheryl Lynn Haymon, owner of By Sheryl Lynn Apparel LLC, fashion designer and
Yeah.
technical designer in Inglewood, California. Thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for your
Thank
time.
you.
And may the Creator richly bless you as you peruse through 2024. Many doors of opportunity opening for
Thank you.
you. Thank you
Same
again.
to you, sis. Same to you.
Thank you. Have a
Thank you.
blessed
You too.
evening.
Bye.
Bye bye for now. Thy guest, my friend, my cousin, all the way from Inglewood, California, Ms. Sheryl Lynn Haymon. I am so grateful to have such a rich person in my life, full of wisdom, full of grace, so gracious. You see how gracious she is, just so humble, with a humble spirit. So, thank you all for joining us. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the Lotus Flower Podcast. See you next Thursday. Bye bye for now.